The first Republican debate is this Wednesday. And joining me now is presidential candidate and former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. Governor, thanks very much for being here. The first Republican presidential debate is now just about 72 hours away. Are you going to be on the stage?
The answer, Casey, is yes, I will be on the stage. I'm pleased to announce that we have met all the criteria that the RNC set to be on the debate stage. We've met the polling criteria, and now we have met the 40,000 individual donor criteria. We've submitted to the RNC 42,000 individual donors, and I'm delighted and thank everybody for helping me to make this threshold. The debate's going to be exciting and very important. As I've been in Iowa, people are waiting to make decisions, and the debate will be an important part of how they factor in who's going to be our next nominee.
So a little bit of news there, another candidate on the stage. But I need to ask you, sir, the other requirement for the stage is that you have to sign a pledge to support the eventual nominee. And you and I both know Donald Trump is far and away the front runner. Are you going to sign the pledge?
I'll sign the pledge. I'm confident that Donald Trump is not going to be the nominee of the party. And I've always supported the nominee, so I'm going to sign the pledge and be on there. And it's really fascinating that
but if he is
now we
the
have
nominee,
a number
sir,
of legal
if he
scholars.
is the nominee, will you support him?
I'm going to support the nominee of the party. I do not expect it to be Donald Trump, and that I'm sure question will come up in the debate to say tune for that. But what I want to point out is I'm not even sure he's qualified to be the next president of the United States. And so you can't be asking us to support somebody that's not perhaps even qualified under our Constitution. And I'm referring to the 14th Amendment that a number of legal scholars said that he is disqualified because of his actions on January 6th.
So what would you have officials in your state, any other state, do based on the 14th Amendment? Would you have them just leave Trump off the ballot, off the primary ballot, off the general election ballot?
No, there should be a court declaration, and so there would have to be a separate lawsuit that would be filed in which there would be a finding that the former president engaged in insurrection, and that would disqualify him. That's one avenue. The other way would be that if a specific state made that determination on their own, then that would put the burden on someone else challenging that. Either way, it winds up in court for a specific finding. But I expect those lawsuits to be filed. I expect some states to take that action. But I think it's a serious jeopardy for Donald Trump under our Constitution not being qualified.
So let's talk about strategy on that stage. How much do you think this debate's going to matter without Donald Trump on that stage? And what is your approach going to be to the elephant in the room, so to speak?
Well, I expect it to be even more important without Donald Trump on the stage, because this is the first time voters are going to be able to contrast the candidates and their positions. You know, and I know we want it to be civil, but let me tell you, it's going to be a vigorous exchange, and it's important because there's difference between the candidates. Donald Trump will be in the background because every candidate needs to state what their position is on Donald Trump, whether he in his actions on January 6th, and talk about the differences for our future. He has a very isolationist view of the United States of America, wanting to give Russia a victory in Ukraine. That's not where I am, and that will be made clear on the debate stage as well.
Is this not, though, just an example of what we saw in 2016, where essentially all of the candidates one at a time went up against Donald Trump, tried to take him on, and failed? It became ultimately a fight for second place, and he won. Is that what we're going to see on Wednesday?
Well, I don't see that happening. First of all, it's really early. I mean, I talked to voters in Iowa and New Hampshire, and they're going to be late deciding. And that's why you're going to see in Iowa where Trump's numbers come down first. It will be here in Iowa, in my prediction. And so they need time. This debate is important, and they're going to start making decisions later into the fall. This is really a reduced number from 2016 with 8 or 9 on the debate stage. We'll see who else qualifies for it. But the voters are going to be able to lock in on it, make decisions, and they're not going to be in a hurry to move. So everybody needs to be patient, including the media, is to let this unfold over the next 3 or 4 months, and the right alternative to Donald Trump will surface.
Fair enough. Urging patience, never a bad thing. Sir, congratulations on making the debate stage. We look forward to seeing what happens on Wednesday night.
Thank you. Great to be with you today.
Great to be with you as well.